My guardian, please turn into a diamond and keep my gold safe.
Come back here, old lady!
Don't leave me up!
I said come back, you stubborn woman! You think you can escape?
No, please! This is all I have!
Give it to me now!
Please stop! I beg you!
Do that!
Policeman, don't take it, please. It's for my grandchildren.
I don't care! Oh my God, gold!
Please take some and leave me with some. Don't take all.
No, it's all mine.
I won't let you steal from me.
Then I will have to blow your brains out if you refuse to let me steal from you. Oh yeah, clear out now!
Run, Obala!
Greedy woman, all for me now. Oh my God, I have never seen a diamond this big!
That night marked the beginning of the end of Fredo's robbery career. Fredo was 41 years old, a well-educated man, a policeman serving the country, sworn to uphold the law, and yet there was another life he lived, a life hidden behind the badge, a life few could ever imagine. Fredo was a thief, not a petty thief, not a man desperate for survival. He stole because he could, because he wanted. By day, he walked the streets in uniform. He carried himself with calm authority. People trusted him. They respected him. They spoke of him as an honest man, a man of the law. But when night fell, that calm face became a mask hiding skill, greed, and cunning. His hands moved quietly, decisively, taking what others had earned, secrets. Fredo had stolen from almost everyone you could imagine. Old people, young people, men, women, students barely starting life, people at the end of theirs. Age meant nothing to him. Gender meant nothing. Status meant nothing. If you had something he considered valuable, Fredo would take it. He didn't feel guilt. He didn't feel pity. He didn't pause to ask questions. To him, stealing wasn't personal. It was professional. He didn't just steal from civilians. He stole from fellow thieves, from criminals who thought they were clever, from people planning robberies he had already studied through police files. Sometimes he went on missions with a team, official operations. While others focused on arrests and reports, Fred focused on retrieval, evidence bags, confiscated items, materials from raids. If you had something Fred considered valuable, Fred would take it. It didn't matter who you were, even babies weren't spared. If something around them caught his interest, gold, cash, documents, items people underestimated, Fred would take it. To him, stealing wasn't personal, it was professional. Money flowed to Fred, not loudly, not recklessly, but steadily. That was how a village policeman lived like a man far above his salary. That was how his house grew larger while his rank stayed the same. That was how his life became comfortable, suspiciously comfortable. And slowly, quietly, Fredo became something worse than a thief. He became corrupt. His years in uniform didn't make him disciplined, they made him bold. They taught him how systems bend, how reports can be delayed, how files can disappear, how complaints can die quietly on a desk. When people came to report theft, Fred listened calmly because he already knew the story. He had been there. He had done it. He covered cases instead of investigating them, closed files instead of opening questions, protected himself by pretending to protect others. No interrogations,
Officer,
no
please,
follow-ups,
we need help.
no
Enough!
justice.
I don't work for free. Where's the money?
Here, take it. Just help.
Hey, what are you doing with that?
On the other side of the earth, there was an old lady. 72 years of life sat quietly on her shoulders. She was a known babalawo in her community, not famous, not powerful, just known. Known for surviving. Her husband was gone. Both her children were gone. Death had visited her house more times than she could count. All that remained were her 4 grandchildren, small lives depending on tired hands. Every morning, before the sun fully rose, she took her place by the roadside. There, she sold roasted maize. Nothing fancy, nothing special, just maize and patience. What she earned was little, but she stretched it carefully for food, for uniforms, for school fees, for hope. She didn't dream of wealth. She dreamed of education for her grandchildren, a future better than the one she was forced to endure. That was why she made a difficult decision. She decided to sell part of her land, not all of it, just enough to raise capital, enough to grow her business, enough to keep her grandchildren in school. The buyer came quietly. The agreement was simple, but instead of money, the man gave her gold. That evening, as she walked back home, tired, hopeful, unaware, her path crossed with a man she trusted by uniform, a police officer, Fredo. She didn't know his name. She didn't know his secret. She only saw the badge and felt safe. But Fredo saw something else. He saw opportunity, and without mercy, without hesitation, the corrupt officer scared her, overpowered her, and stole everything she had been given. In that moment, an old woman lost the future she had planned for her grandchildren, and Fredo believed it was just another successful theft. But he was wrong. The old lady reached home shaking. Her hands trembled as she sat on the floor. Tears came quietly at first, then they came like rain she could not stop. Her oldest grandchild knelt beside her. The child listened as the story poured out, every word heavy, every sentence breaking her voice. She spoke of the man, the uniform, the fear, the loss. "I wanted to change our lives," she cried. "I wanted to send you to school, and now everything is gone." Anger replaced her tears. She said she wanted to do something to that man, something he would never forget, something that would follow him for the rest of his life. But the grandchild held her hand gently. "Grandmother," she said softly, "let us do what is right first." She suggested they report the robbery to the police. The old woman shook her head. "That man was a policeman," she said. "He wears the law. Who will listen to me?" The grandchild hesitated, then spoke again. "Maybe he only dressed like one," she said. "Maybe he is not truly a policeman. Let us try." Hope, small and fragile, returned to the old woman's eyes. After a long silence, she agreed. They walked together to the police station, an old woman and a child, carrying nothing but truth. And there they found him, Fredo, the same face, the same voice, the same uniform. Before they could finish speaking, he cut them off. His tone changed. His eyes hardened. He warned them. He told them to forget the matter, to go home, to stay silent. Then his voice dropped lower. If they continued, he said, they would not live to tell the story again. Fear returned, heavier than before. Outside the station, the old woman felt defeated, crushed by the law she trusted. But the grandchild did not cry. She looked up at her grandmother and said quietly, "Then we follow the other plan." The old woman closed her eyes, and this time she did not argue. That night, the old woman did not sleep. She washed her face with cold water and told her grandchildren to remain inside. Some things, she said, must be done alone. She walked until the village sounds faded, until the path narrowed, until the river revealed itself, slow, dark, patient. This was not a river for washing clothes. It was a river elders approached with respect. She knelt at its edge, From her sack, she brought out old items, powders ground by hands long gone, leaves dried under seasons of waiting, and a small wooden symbol carved before her children were born. She spoke to the water, not as a stranger, as someone returning. Her voice was low, steady, familiar. She did not beg. She did not curse. She asked for justice. And far away, in the place where Fredo had hidden the stolen sack, something answered. Because among the gold was a diamond, clear, flawless, too perfect. But it was never a diamond. It was a snake. A guardian disguised in brilliance, placed to protect what little the old woman still owned: her land, her labor, her grandchildren's future. What Fredo stole that night was not gold. He stole a skin. As the river accepted her words, the diamond began to forget its disguise. Its shine dimmed, its hardness softened, and slowly it stretched. Fangs formed where light once lived. Scales replaced clarity. The guardian had been awakened, and rivers do not forget what they are asked to carry. Morning came quietly, too quietly. Fredo woke up. Right beside him, coiled on the ground, was a python. Thick, still, watching. His breath caught. Instinct took over. He reached for his gun and fired. Once, twice. The shots echoed, but the snake did not die. It did not even flinch. It only moved closer, slowly. Fredo stumbled backward, panic rising in his chest. Then, before his eyes, the python shifted. Scales softened, form changed, and suddenly, standing where the snake had been, was a beautiful woman. Calm, unafraid. She looked at him and spoke. "Take me back to my keeper," she said. "I want to be with her." Before Fredo could scream, before his mind could understand, she turned again, back into a snake. Fredo shouted. His wife, who had been preparing breakfast, came running. She looked around. She saw nothing. No snake, no woman, no danger.
There's nothing there.
It
Fredo
was
pointed,
right there, I
shaking.
swear.
His words failed him. But the voice did not stop. Only he could hear it. "Take me back," it said, "to my owner. Do it quickly." Fear wrapped itself around him, because the truth was, he didn't know who the owner was. He had stolen from too many people, destroyed too many lives. Then the snake changed again. It tightened, hardened, and became a diamond. Perfect, familiar. That was when his chest sank. That was when memory returned. The old woman, the road, the sack. Regret hit him like a blow. Fredo finally understood.
Fredo finally agreed. He told the woman, the snake, the diamond, that he would take it back to its owner. But his wife stood there, confused, watching him speak to empty air, wondering who her husband was talking to. Fredo knew what it looked like. He knew he sounded mad. Still, he had already made a deal. Someone was waiting to buy the diamond. Good money, fast money, and greed spoke louder than fear. In his mind, it was simple. He would sell it, get paid, and rid himself of the disaster at the same time. 2 birds, 1 stone. The snake returned to its serpent form, and Fredo drove off. He met the buyers. They paid him well, very well. Money touched his hands again, and for a moment, he believed he had won. But when Fredo returned home, the worst awaited him. He opened the door to his room, and there it was. The snake, coiled tightly around his wife, its body wrapped around her like a living rope, its head raised, its mouth open, ready to feed. Fredo screamed, his wife turned, and suddenly the snake became a beautiful woman. The wife staggered back in shock, unable to speak. The woman's voice was calm but furious. "I was good to you," she said. "I warned you. You chose money over obedience." She said she was angry now, hungry, and because Fredo refused to take her back, she would feed. She said she would destroy everything close to him, his wife, his children, his parents, everyone except Fredo, because Fredo had to live to carry her back. The snake returned again. This time, it coiled around Fredo's legs, tight, heavy, unforgiving. Fredo broke. He cried. He begged. He promised. He swore he would take her back to her owner. The woman listened. Then she spoke again. "You have 24 hours. But I am still hungry." Fredo offered hens, anything. His wife shouted at him to take it back, now. By then, Fredo was exhausted, terrified, broken. But Fredo's mind still searched for escape. His heart hardened. He could not let go of his riches, not after everything he had taken, not after everything he had sacrificed. He convinced himself there had to be another way. Black magic. That was his answer. He left home quietly and began to move from place to place, from one sorcerer to another. Each one listened. Each one looked at him with fear, and each one chased him away. They told him the same thing. "This situation is not ours. The one who placed the curse must remove it. If you do not return what you stole to its owner, you will die." But Fredo refused to accept it. His heart hardened further, until one day he met a different sorcerer. This one listened longer. This one did not chase him away. Instead, he said quietly, "We must burn the diamond." Hope returned. Fredo brought the diamond. Fire was prepared. Words were spoken. The ritual began. But in the middle of the flames, the diamond moved. It cracked and became a snake. Not a normal snake. It rose like a dragon. Its body twisted through fire. Its mouth opened wide. Flames burst from it. The sorcerer screamed. Fire swallowed him whole. He burned, while Fredo was spared. That was when Fredo understood. This was beyond magic, beyond tricks, beyond control. Things were worse than he imagined. Things were out of his hands. When he reached home, terror welcomed him again. The snake was there, coiled around his pregnant wife, tighter, angrier. Fredo screamed and fired his gun. The bullets meant nothing. This time, the snake did not warn him. It refused to release her. Before his eyes, it swallowed them. Then, once again, it became a beautiful woman. Her anger shook the room. "You still toy with my request," she said. "Now I will show you what I can do." That was the moment Fredo collapsed. He broke completely. He begged. He cried. He pleaded for forgiveness. He promised, truly this time, to take her back. No lies, no delays. Only then did the woman fall silent. Only then did Fredo understand. There was no escape left, only obedience. This time, Fredo truly wanted to return the diamond. But there was a problem. He did not know where the old lady was. He searched, he went to the police, he asked around, he questioned people from town to town. No one knew her. No name, no home, no trace. That was when regret fully entered his heart. He regretted not writing anything about her, not her name, not her village, not even her face. He regretted how he mistreated her, how he spoke to her, how he chased her away. He regretted his laziness, the laziness that made him careless with people's lives. Then he remembered her words. "You will look for me," she had said. "But when you decide to look for me, come to the small river in Aruba." Without delay, Fredo took the diamond and went there. The old lady looked at him and spoke calmly. "Return my gold." Fredo handed it over. Then she said, "I will take back the snake. But there was a condition. You must return everything you stole to everyone you stole from." Fredo froze. He hesitated. Those riches were his life. He had worked hard for them, even though all of it came from theft. Returning them meant one thing: poverty. But then he remembered the suffering, the snake, the fear, the fire, the screams. He did not want to lose anyone else. He did not want to live with the snake coiled around him. He did not want fear to be his companion. And so, he let go. Fredo went back home and returned everything to everyone he had ever stolen from. When it was done, the old lady removed the cursed snake from him. From that day on, Fredo's life became equal to his work. No shortcuts, no theft, no blood-stained wealth. And the lesson remained: before you steal, remember the price you will pay.